Personal finance expert, MeVest founder, and Toronto television star. She was all over television this morning here in Toronto. Lesley-Anne joining us on Canada Now. And Lesley-Anne, your latest article in The Star discusses trimming your budget to beat inflation.
I feel this is so cool because finally budgeting and talking about inflation, it's like so popular now. And hence we were talking about this on TV this morning. But right now is precisely the time where people want to trim their budget. They want to add additional sources of income. They want to beat inflation for good reason. Everything is getting so much more expensive now.
Oh, absolutely. Yes. We were talking earlier this this afternoon about how water bills are going up out east. So it's like everything is going up. Now, your first tip in the piece that you have in the Star is to renegotiate your recurring monthly utility bills. Now, I've done this myself, and it works to great success. Like, I'll call in, to a cable company, what have you, and just say, look, I've been a customer for this long. I really haven't paid any attention. Nobody has, to what I pay on a monthly basis. Is there any way we could look at where I could be saving a bit of money? They'll help. They'll look at it.
It's really amazing. They actually want you to call in to have this conversation. So recurring monthly bills include things like your phone, internet, if you have an alarm system, home, auto insurance. Any of these kinds of bills are negotiable. So interesting factoid here is that this conversation that you have with all your vendors can result in savings from $100 to $400 per month. That is what the data shows. So I like to do this once a year. I'm pretty sure you are on about the same pace.
Yeah.
Once a year, I like to call in. I also, when it comes to my insurance, I like to have a look at what I am covered for and what I'm not covered for. Like, things could have changed.
Yeah,
That's
and you
update
could
at the same time.
and you could be doubling up on insurance. You could be paying the
Yes.
same thing twice in two different places. I did this with my alarm company. I called them, and they said, not only are you paying more than you should right now, but you need an upgrade. You should have a better system in place as well. So they came in, they put a better system. Obviously, I was paying less, and I think they gave me a few freebies as well because of what I had been paying for so long. Now, subscriptions, they seem to be growing because there are more and more services out there, streaming and otherwise. You talk about reviewing what you actually need in terms of subscriptions.
So interesting business update is that almost every business that has the opportunity to shift their business model to a subscription model, they're doing it right now. Things like waxing, nails, even your gym membership, which has been subscription based for a long time, specialty channels, all of that's moving to subscription for one good reason. The vendors make more money. Also during the pandemic, like, we all got quite bored and signed up for everything that we could. And now what I encourage people to do is ask yourself, what is relevant? Am I signed up for subscriptions that are no longer helping me, my family? Are they getting in the way of, like, literally some Canadians filling their belly at lunchtime or going without? So let's take a look and cut things that are not bringing you joy and value. Subscriptions, it's like a creep. They've just kind of creeped into our bank account.
Yeah, absolutely. And because they're it's like $6 here, $7 there. We go, but all that really does add up. If you're looking to buy something, think twice before it adds to your monthly expenses.
That's right. So I can't tell you how many conversations I've had recently, like probably a half dozen in the past week, people balking at the high gas prices, and I get it. And what they want to do is go electric. There is one problem with that. Going electric and swapping out your car is going to add a new recurring monthly payment to your bank account. So that's a problem because most of those payments, they could be easily $900 for a household. The goal here is to reduce recurring monthly payments, not add to them. So look at the big picture here. Look at what you really, really need. And, the name of the game is less is more here. Use really good logic to guide you on whether or not you should be doing a big ticket purchase. My advice here, hold off. We're
Mm.
going into uncertain economic times. Cash in your wallet or your bank account is going to be your very best friend.
Yeah, you're right. And you mentioned it earlier about eating. Avoid eating out. I mean, you talk about an expense that builds up that is very quick. You're very quick to do it. It's kind of on the spot thinking. You end up eating out a lot. That really adds up.
Well, and I think of busy people, like they've got this, they're like the biggest culprits of picking up takeout or even just ordering food all the time, right? We're busy, we don't want to do the work involved with cooking. But I can tell you, we see the information and the data coming in, and food purchases that are from restaurants and from even fast food joints, they are at an all-time high, and it is impacting our ability to make ends meet. Be mindful here that all of those vendors who are selling food, and I support the restaurant industry, don't get
Yeah.
me wrong, right? We actually incorporate buying takeout into our budget on a weekly basis, so we're still doing that, but we're not doing it 7 8 times per week. So
Right.
interesting, like when I went to the bakery to pick up a retirement cake for one of my friends, the cost of the retirement cake, I almost choked when it showed up on the Visa machine. The cost of the retirement cake was $52.
Wow.
That was my mistake. I should have called in advance and asked. But the last time I bought that exact same cake, it was $39. So even the vendors who you're buying from, they have to push their prices up right now to cover their costs. So let's not kid ourselves. Everything that you're ordering is
Yeah.
costing way more.
Yeah, that's right. Planning ahead with meals could help in terms of spending on what you eat, but also with planning ahead, it's your errands as well. You talked about gas prices. Map out your route.
Map out your eating, map out your route.
Yeah,
So planners save more money, about 20 or 30% more money than non-planners. And you can kind of see that happening, right? Planners think about the way they want to eat. They think about the way that they're going to run their errands. They bulk together their errands so that they're not driving around unnecessarily. You don't want to put an extra tank of gas into your car right now if you could simply plan ahead. So, planners, just be that planner. It's going to help you in so many ways, not just in your finances.
yeah, you're right. You're right. You're big in the secondhand market, and you remind us of the fact that it exists and that we could be selling or buying from the secondhand market right now.
The secondhand market is on fire. So too is the sharing economy. So secondhand, pretty self-explanatory. It's where you are buying and selling things that are used. I love this, right? I just sold my kids. They call it a skip hop activity center, where they
Yeah.
sit in the middle and they play with,
Oh,
they play
yes.
with their toys. One of my mom friends calls it the circle of neglect, where you just plunk them down, and I think it's so funny. But that was, I got $100 for that, which is
Ooh,
amazing. So
wow.
there's just so many things that you can buy and sell if it's not being used. Sharing economy is also where you try before you buy. So I am actually testing out one of those push cars for my daughter right now. It's like hot pink. She sits in the middle, she honks the horn. I don't want to buy one of these until I know that she is interested in it. And when it is time to buy, I will absolutely make sure that I'm doing that from the secondhand market. Borrow
Yeah.
before you buy.
Yeah, and it's stuff for your kids. That's a great place is to go on the secondhand market because really you're going to have them for a couple of years, and then you would pay money to get rid of those things, those
Totally.
bulbous things that are sitting somewhere in your house, just to get rid of them and get them out of the house. Oh, it's such a good feeling. Um, Taking a beat, like you talk about this in your piece, and I love that you did this, is to kind of incorporate a little bit of time in your day just to think about your spending habits each day.
That's right. I call it like self-coaching. And it's
Yeah.
funny, my husband Tim the other day randomly asked me, Lesley-Anne, did you do your meditation today? I was like, wow, that's so cool. I can't believe this is the first time he's ever asked me. So some people incorporate planning rituals. I like to incorporate actually a money meditation. And the money
Nice.
meditation is about the way I want my day to go. So, how am I going to welcome this day with abundance? How am I going to prioritize saving for my family? How, because I'm a financial educator, how am I going to spread the good news about financial literacy? And I go into every day with a mindfulness and an intention to help today be better than yesterday when it comes to my finances. One of the most effective money rituals that I prescribe to my students and to anybody who asks is daily saving. So if you aren't in the habit of tucking away a little bit of money or making an intention to like not buy the latte, instead you're buying the drip coffee and you're banking that extra $5, that intention is going to bring awareness that you need to build the financial momentum to actually make it through this difficult time. We're in
Yeah.
rocky economy right now.
Yeah.
So
Grab that $5, $10 you're not spending every day on coffee or whatever, and put it into your savings or put it into your emergency fund, as you talk about in the Star. And if you're not surviving financially, there are community resources that could be taken advantage of.
that's right. Not everyone is okay right now, right?
Yeah.
Food costs are in some places 35, 40% higher. And it is meaning that some people are not actually having lunch. And I always say, like, if you are flush with cash, you're doing well. Now is really your time to step up, help out. If you need resources, reach out because there's plenty in your community and they are being well funded at the present moment, but you got to reach out.
Yeah, absolutely. Check out mevest.ca, personal finance expert, Mevest founder, Hankin Dot's mom, Lesley-Anne Scorgi. Lesley-Anne, a pleasure as always, my friend. We'll do it again.
Thanks, Jeff.